For centuries, Native American communities faced the systematic removal of their children, often without parental consent. This practice was not just an isolated incident but a widespread policy aimed at erasing Native cultures. Sent to boarding schools or non-Native families, these children were severed from their culture and heritage. They were forced to adopt new identities, often facing harsh conditions and emotional trauma. The motives were rooted in prejudice, aiming to assimilate Native Americans into mainstream society. Policies were designed to strip away their unique cultural identities and replace them with mainstream values. This led to a loss of language, traditions, and identity for countless children. The impact was profound, creating a generational gap in cultural knowledge and practices. The trauma inflicted continues to reverberate today. Many Native American communities are still grappling with the long-term effects of these policies, including loss of cultural continuity and identity. Against this backdrop, the Indian Child Welfare Act, ICWA, emerged to protect Native children and families. It was a crucial step towards acknowledging past wrongs and preventing future injustices. ICWA aims to right past wrongs and preserve Native heritage. It seeks to ensure that Native American children remain connected to their communities and cultural roots, fostering a sense of identity and belonging. The removal of Native American children was part of a broader effort to assimilate Native Americans into mainstream society, stripping them of their cultural roots. Boarding schools played a key role in this process, where children were forbidden from speaking their native languages or practicing their traditional religions. They were given new names, forced to wear Western clothing, and severely punished for holding on to their cultural heritage and traditions. This pressure to conform extended beyond the schools, affecting every aspect of life, including housing, education, and employment opportunities. The cumulative effect of these policies was a systematic assault on Native cultures and identities, leading to a loss of cultural continuity. Generations of Native Americans grew up disconnected from their heritage, struggling with their identities and feeling out of place in both worlds. The legacy of forced assimilation continues to impact Native communities today, as they work to reclaim and revive their cultural practices. The trauma is intergenerational, affecting the social and economic well-being of Native American families across multiple generations. The loss of language, culture, and identity has had profound and lasting consequences, but efforts to reconnect with and revive these traditions offer hope for the future. In 1978, the Indian Child Welfare Act, ICWA, marked a significant turning point in the protection and well-being of Native American children. ICWA was enacted in response to the alarming rate of Native children being placed in non-Native homes, often far from their cultural roots. It safeguards the best interests of Native children and ensures the preservation of their cultural heritage and identity. ICWA prioritizes family reunification and placement within the child's tribe, emphasizing the importance of cultural continuity. This act represents a monumental shift from past assimilationist policies to a focus on self-determination and cultural preservation. ICWA is a cornerstone of Native American law, playing a crucial role in preserving cultures and keeping families together. It aims to break the cycle of trauma and ensure that Native children can thrive within their own cultures, surrounded by their communities and traditions. ICWA establishes a framework for protecting Native American children in welfare proceedings. It ensures decisions are made with the child's best interests and respect for tribal heritage. ICWA mandates that tribes be notified of child custody proceedings. It prioritizes placement with extended family, tribal members, or other Native families. ICWA requires active efforts to prevent the breakup of Native families. It sets a higher burden of proof for removing Native children, reflecting historical trauma. Despite its crucial role, ICWA has faced numerous legal challenges. Opponents argue it is discriminatory, but courts uphold its constitutionality based on tribal sovereignty. Critics claim its provisions infringe on non-Native families' rights. Proponents emphasize these preferences protect Native children's best interests. ICWA has reduced the number of Native children in non-Native homes. It reunites children with their tribes and communities. ICWA's significance lies in breaking the cycle of trauma and ensuring Native children thrive. ICWA stands as a beacon of hope for Native American communities. It represents a commitment to preserving cultural heritage and ensuring Native children grow up connected to their traditions. ICWA empowers tribes, strengthens families, and protects Native children's well-being. Ongoing legal challenges highlight the need for continued vigilance. Native communities, allies, and policymakers must work together to protect ICWA. The future of ICWA is tied to the broader struggle for Native American rights. By upholding ICWA, we honor Native resilience and ensure future generations embrace their heritage with pride.